All right, live on YouTube, setting up meeting on Facebook. Welcome. That is super confusing. Let's not do that. All right, so I think we're good. I think we're live. I got YouTube over here, so welcome YouTube. This is super weird. Always awkward. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me on YouTube, put yes, I can hear you. If you can hear me on Facebook, put yes, I can hear you on Facebook loud and clear. I don't know if I can even look at chats. I feel like every time I do this, I'm super confused. All right. So today we're going to talk about where you should be starting with exercise as it pertains to chronic low back pain. Big question that comes up all the time is, drumroll, where should I start? Where should I start with exercise? My doctor says that my herniated disc, bulged disc, ruptured disc, spinal stenosis, scoliosis, degenerative discs needs more strength. And so today I'm going to walk you through like four phases of looking at exercise and how you should be kind of approaching it, right? So I'm going to keep this short and simple. I've got an amazing call at 11:30 with a new student, so I'm excited about that. But I want to get on here and do this live this week because I missed it. So where should I start with exercise when it comes to chronic low back pain? If that's what you're here to watch, put "that's me" in the comment section. If you're here to watch, whether you're watching in the replay, if you're watching the replay on this video, type in replay in the comment section. If you're watching live, Gene, I hope I didn't mess that up. Welcome to the live, watching it live. All right, so the first place you're going to start is walking. I know you're like, oh, that's whack. I already do walking. Good. When it comes to walking, there's a reason why walking, fast-paced walking, is one of the best strategies to start with when it comes to a chronic, painful back. You might be in the gym exercising and be like, I'm here doing curls. Why am I going to back up and just go for a walk? That's dumb. Well, if you're in the gym and you're in pain, odds are what you're doing with the dumbbells or barbells or your boot camp classes or your Zumba classes or your body pump classes are what's causing you to be so sensitive. So you have to dial things back to get to a like fundamental level of movement and exercise to allow your body to calm down, which is why walking, fast-paced walking, is a great place to start. Now, I'm not talking about bird watching type of walking or mall strolling type of walking or following your spouse around Target kind of walking. I mean like fast-paced walking, like you are only there to walk for you. Now, one of the reasons why I got my notes here so I can keep my rambling tail on schedule is this is a great safe way to activate painful muscles. Okay, let's just say the erectors. The erectors are tight, achy, crampy. Let's say your QLs are tight, achy, crampy. The only way to pump and activate and contract these muscles are to move them and to exercise them. If you guard yourself, as in I haven't bent over in 6 months, I use a claw to pick things up. If that's you, that's not going to get you out of pain. You got to start somewhere. And walking is a great way to practice what I call contract relax therapy. So there's a $3 word that we learned in university, in college, called reciprocal inhibition, which basically means if you contract your bicep, you cannot contract your bicep and contract your tricep at the same time. If you can do that, I will send you $5. But your body and brain, God created you to operate under this type of thing, where once you contract your bicep, your tricep has to relax. So when you're fast-paced walking, you're contracting, relaxing, contracting, relaxing, contracting, relaxing. Your entire body, your QLs, your erectors, your supraspinatus, like all these little muscles that you have in your body are contracting and relaxing, which means even the painful ones that you're like, oh man, my QL's tight, you're still moving it. Motion is lotion, movement is medicine. Fast-paced walking is where everybody should start. Find your unique pain threshold. Adopt a form of walking, whether it's sideways walking, backwards walking, forwards walking, walking in circles, whatever type of walking works really good for you. You have to be a detective. You have to figure out what level of walking is going to be best for you, and then start there. Okay. I gotta move on. I'm gonna be here for all day talking about walking. All right. So the second variation of this is body weight movement. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, body weight squats hurt, body weight push-ups hurt, body weight rows hurt. Let's break it down to something a little bit more simple. We talked earlier, a couple minutes ago, about this contract relax idea, activating muscles that don't normally get activated because of pain. So let's look at your QLs, right? This is a very common area of pain, tightness, achiness. QLs. You can activate your QLs through controlled hip movements, right? I have a video coming out next week that will literally show you how I do this, but you can contract your QLs and your obliques by simply moving your hips in a right way. So if you're able to contract your QL and find these muscles that are achy and painful, like your glutes, for another example, if you're like, yes, that's me, my QLs, my erector muscles, my glutes are tight, achy, and painful. If that's me, put my glutes hurt in the comment section. My glutes hurt. So first, body weight movements doesn't have to be like push-ups, or body weight exercise doesn't have to be like push-ups and body weight squats. It can be simply laying on your back and contracting your butt muscles, contracting them really hard and then relaxing them, contracting them really hard and relaxing them, bracing your abs, pulling in that deep core and then relaxing it. That is activating those muscles. And oftentimes in a painful situation, it's not that you're weak. It's not that you're just a fragile, broken flower and that you need special attention. I want that to encourage you. Like, no, oftentimes when you're in pain, your brain shifts to protection mode. It tightens, it stiffens. I have a question I'm going to try to get to that someone asked in the Facebook group. Why is stretching not good for an acute situation? Oftentimes when the body's responding through tension and tightness, it's out of fear and guarding and protection. So if you can activate these muscles gently, contract, relax, it's a great starting point to overcome the fear and the psychological aspect of getting back into the gym and, without pain. And back pain is not just mechanical. So whatever the McGill method taught you or the McKenzie method taught you, that's one part of it. There's so much more to back pain than just the mechanical stuff, okay? You also have to control and understand that this is playing a big factor in how you're experiencing pain in the gym. So activating your muscles. Can you activate your QL just by standing and contracting? Can you activate your deep core, bracing, sucking in, not sucking in, but drawing your belly button back towards your spine? Last week's video, if you go back to there, I talked about the low back exercises. The number one exercise that you start with isn't even a direct low back exercise. It's a core exercise that activates the low back, which is super important. So go back and watch that. Then once you can activate stuff, then you get to like squats and push-ups and, pulls and rows and things like that are typical like body weight workouts that are not threatening to you, okay? Third stage of this are loaded exercise. Now we're getting into the fun stuff for some people, right? Now we're getting back into like dumbbell chest presses or dumbbell shoulder presses. By the way, if you think that that's where you're at, if you're like, yeah, I think I'm at like a contract relax place. If that's you, write contract relax in the comment section, okay? Because that's a really good topic that I can expand on in future content, that like, how do you build muscle or activate these muscles just through contracting and relaxing, not actually exercising the way we would define exercise. So contract, relax in the comment section if that's you. So third one is loaded. Start small. Start with light weights, right? Because the threat, the fear, and then reality, right? When you add resistance, it's still a stress on the body. Your brain is still perceiving it as like, oh snap, what are they doing? Or what is he or she doing? We have to protect, guard, stiffen. And oftentimes when it comes, this is why it's very hard to do this on your own, because you don't have a coach or accountability to keep you on task and keep you focused on what really matters. What you do is you go to the gym and you sign up for a boot camp class, or you might go to the gym and you might do whatever workout that you used to do, and maybe go a little bit lighter, which is not bad. But what if your introductory version of working out with loaded exercises is rows? That's it. You go in and all you do is rows. Seated, bent over row, dumbbell row, kettlebell row, and you start with that exercise, and that's it. Then you walk out. If you walk out with a positive experience, no pain, guess what? Yeah, your workout may not be as bad, as hard as you might want it to be, but that's taking steps towards increasing the intensity, increasing what you really want to do. And that's like a 45-minute, hour, loaded weights, sweat, like all the fun stuff that we normally go to exercise to do or to achieve. You have to respect your pain profile. Your pain profile are the things that cause you symptoms, right? How does your pain pick back up when you're in the gym? So starting small. And then the second main point with the loaded stuff is focus on endurance. Sometimes simply holding a lunge and contracting your glutes, contracting your hips, your core, sucking in that deep core to add that brace, and holding it for 30 seconds without lunge, without doing reps, is the best place for you to start. It's not necessarily reps and sets, right? A lot of people get confused or get hung up on what it used to be or how it used to look or the type of exercises that I used to do. When it comes to a painful system, break that mold, break it, stop thinking that way. I know you might be losing strength, losing endurance, but you're going to get back to there if you do this the right way. Or if you don't do it the right way, 5 years down the road, you'll still be in pain. Might be a little bit less, but odds are you've probably whittled everything away from your life that you enjoyed doing to accommodate your pain, which is a terrible place to be. That's a survival place to be. So take it easy, back it up. When you're at the point where you can start loading the body, start small, right? And the fourth point, and you can do either one of these first. Some people feel less threatened to pick up a dumbbell and just curl. That's not dangerous to them. They have no back pain. They feel great. Mentally, they feel good. Physically, they feel good. That's a great place to start. Even though your back hurts, training your biceps or your triceps or your neck or your upper back or your shoulders or whatever is a great way to introduce movement and exercise to a system that is chronically in pain. If you can exercise and move an area of your body that is not painful, that's a great open window to introduce yourself to getting more out of your body down the road, and literally like further down your body. Okay. So the fourth point is compound exercises. So if you can start with single muscle group type of stuff, in the comment section, put whether you prefer traditional strength training, push-ups, chest presses, or you like more compound type of stuff. Compounds are like full body exercises. I hate them, but burpees, terrible exercise for someone to do. But you like things like burpees or push presses or deadlifts or barbell squats or any kind of squat. That's more of a compound type of exercise. If that's you, put compound in the comment section or traditional bodybuilding in the comment section. So the cool thing about compound exercises is you can start light, obviously, but you're activating your entire body while doing these exercises, okay? Which is a safe way to train the muscles up and downstream from a painful place. If your painful place is your low back, compound exercises, let's just take the deadlift. Very scary exercise for a lot of people. Very scary exercise for a lot of people. And they're like, oh, well, deadlifts cause my bulge or my herniation or my rupture. I think I ruptured my disc, honestly, doing deadlifts back in college. But regardless of that, deadlifts are viewed as scary. But there's so many variations of deadlifts. Case in point, I did a video on how to train your low back. I think it was last week. Some variations of the deadlift are in there. A kickstand bench supported deadlift. Great compound exercise that's safe for the low back, trains hip control, trains your ability to contract your hips and glutes along with your lats, along with your erectors, along with your everything else at the same time. Oftentimes when people do compound stuff, landmine squats, landmine lunges, a variation of squats like goblet squats or deadlifts, they find that their pain does not pick up. When they go to do bent over rows, which is, you could probably argue that's a compound exercise, but you're really kind of isolating the low back in a position that usually is kind of scary and painful for people. But when they do the bent over row, they have pain. But when they do the kickstand bench supported deadlift, they don't have pain. Yet they're activating the same muscle groups, just in different ways, less threatening ways. So you have to look at it from that perspective too. It might be more traditional. Go traditional and respect your body. Try that, go with that, work in more compound stuff, or the traditional might not work for you and compounds might be better for you. So go with compound, go light, go gentle, maybe body weight. Just start with a hip hinge. Stand in your room, hinge back, load your hips, come back up, squeeze your glutes. Like that's the motion of a compound exercise. Do it. That's a great place to start. So walking, body weight movement, or just muscle contraction, learning how to activate these muscles that are painful. Turn them on, get them awake, right? Third one is the loaded variation. So your more traditional type of stuff. Focusing on endurance, not reps and sets, but just endurance. Hold it. Do sets of holding it for a certain amount of time. Okay? Contract the muscles, activate them, feel them activated, right? Don't just survival mode and just like contract the whole body and like, oh crap, I'm doing shoulder press, but I got to contract my butt and my calves at the same time. Like, don't do that. Just focus, relaxing, and contract what you should be contracting. Loaded variations, and then or compound movements. So quick question, real fast. I had a question that came in the group. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section real quick. Tammy, I think Jean, Ashley, what's up? I was paralyzed for a year, so my legs muscles have atrophied some. Can I build that muscle up again? Oh, 1,000% you can, Ashley. 100% you can. If you are alive, you can still build muscle. I don't care if you're 99 years old. You can still build muscle. So, yes, you can absolutely do that. Quick question. Q flare, what's the best exercise? So I had a question come in. I'm just going to paraphrase it real quick. It's about tight muscles and stretching. Why do I think stretching tight muscles or in an acute flare-up situation is not good? Okay, this is why. Typically, when you're in a flare-up, your body goes into fight or flight mode, protection mode. So it contracts, which is why you're like, oh, snap. Or sometimes when you're in a flare-up, you go to bend over and your back just lights up. Many times when I was in college, that would happen to me where I was doing some kind of exercise way too much, doing it dumb, and I would blow my back out to the point where like anything, if my head like went past my center of gravity, spasm. That's protection. That's your body saying, don't do that. You hurt us. Now we're going to just lock up on you, right? So stretching that, you're tugging on that protection mechanism. It's locked down, guarding yourself, and you want to now pull on this muscle and try to get it to relax and let go. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, people go about stretching in that situation the wrong way. The mindset's wrong. What would be better is just movement, walking, slowly exhaling and twisting. Exhale, twist the other way. That's it. And allow that to be your starting point. Then you expand on that. Now you can bend forward and it's not spasming or contracting. Then weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks down the road, you're feeling better. You still feel a little bit of tightness and weird kind of cramping. Then you start applying variations of stretching, maybe, or like trigger release type of stuff. Okay. So the other question was, coming out of an acute flare, what's the best exercises? All of these, the way I organize them. While you're in a flare up, you don't have to wait until you are out of pain to start exercising or walking. Walk to your threshold. Start moving now. Movement is medicine. Find the variation of movement that fits you best. That's the easiest way to go about that. Tight piriformis muscle, it hurts. Lots of different reasons why you could have a tight piriformis muscle. I know when I've had piriformis flare-ups like recently, it was due to a lot of sitting and not a lot of glute activation. And I spent a few days, probably more or less 2 weeks, a targeting glute activation type of exercises. So I strengthen these. Now, this is where like really good coaching comes in. Hopefully you have it help. But sometimes doing things like clams, it's a very common glute activating exercise, are clams. Sometimes clams are too direct for piriformis stuff, right? Sometimes you have to start with just like a single leg squat, very gentle squatting on one leg. That might be too much. So you have to just stand in one place and then gently contract your glutes and then relax them. Contract and relax. So you can't just go right to isolated piriformis glute exercises. Sometimes you have to kind of like tickle your way in and like sneak your way in, okay? Lose fat because doctor told me to be, maybe I'll walk more. You can lose fat just by eating less. You don't have to do anything else. You can just eat. Just respect your eating 100%. Appreciate it, Mr. Grace. My pain is in my pelvic, my pain in my back. Pelvic floor pain, that's a little bit different. Decade, MRI shows compression. Da-da-da. Can't do any weightlifting. Yeah, sometimes weightlifting is not the best place to start. Like, it's just movement. You got to find your entry point of movement. Thanks for Chris. Doesn't look like there's much. You saved my life, brother. Awesome. Awesome. ELDOA, no, have not heard of that. Okay. No pressing questions. If you were at a place where you're like, okay, I'm beyond, I gotta jump off. If you're at a place where you are beyond, like just activating your glutes, and you're like, okay, like I got that part down, but I need a structured workout. I want to encourage you to check out my Smart Strength membership. If you go to fitnessforbackpain.com/smart strength, it is a monthly membership that I will actually send you pre-created, pre-done workout routines that are fusion, herniation, bulge, and rupture friendly. Chronic back pain issues. These are the exercises that I would start with, right? If you go check this out, it's a free 7-day trial, so you can just look at it and see if you like it, and you can start from there. That is if you think you are at the compound, isolated muscle group place of where you should be recovering. Now, if you're not there, if you're like, oh no, like I can't, I'm in the gym now. Oftentimes it's just a matter of changing your workouts. Like, what are your exercise choices that you're making? The Smart Strength membership will solve that problem, and it will give you the confidence to follow a strength training routine that actually fits where you are. Then we can modify and change it to fit your unique situation now that you're in the membership, okay? If you're more on the pain side, you're like, I walk into the gym and I have flare-ups just looking at the gym, then you're at a different place. And what you should be focusing more on is desensitizing your pain system, which is a different process, okay? So if you're in the strength portion, Smart Strength membership, fitnessforbackpain.com/smart strength to have me write your workouts for you. If you're like, I need more than that, more attention, more desensitizing strategies to get me out of pain so I can start exercising, you're going to have to reach out to me through email, and we'll have to see what would be the best step for you. You can email me at william@fitnessforbackpain.com. Super simple. william@fitnessforbackpain.com. And then we can chat about, where you're at. If you want to just let me know you watched the live video, just put watch the live video and I'll know what the conversation is going to be about, and I can prioritize that email. I do get a lot of emails. I do have someone on my team who is awesome, who will be helping me out with that stuff. But if you put that tagline, something that has to do with this live, then I'll prioritize it. Outside of that, yeah, Joe, a lot to this. I've been struggling for months, went back to body weight and bands and core, did it for a week, and now I'm flared up again. So really, it might just be too much too soon. Again, if you go back to the original live where I kind of break into like how you should tease your way into exercise, it might have just gotten too quick too soon, okay? So watch the rest of this live. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back next week, hopefully, with another live on another topic. I would give you what the topic is. but my phone's right here and I can't show you what it is. So have an awesome rest of your day and week. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.